Uh, ah. Let's check the sound over here. Let's check the sound over here. That does sound pretty good. Zdravo, Andrea. Yep. So it does sound pretty good. All right. All right. All right. Just get thing, this thing working. Oh, hello, everybody. A long time no see. Please use English if you're gonna chill here, Andrea. Please, come on, come on, come on. Don't scare the people away. Come on. I know you can speak it. Yeah. So we're just gonna wait a few minutes for everybody to join, for people to assemble. This is a weird time, so I don't know how many people will actually be here, because it's usually the most active time for me to stream or do anything on YouTube really is around 3 or 4 p.m. But now it's a little bit later. Hey CJ, how you doing, my man? How you doing? Are you here for the Japanese study talk? It's been a while since I did one of these. I honestly I would do these all the time, but I don't want to drown out everything else that I'm doing with these coffee talk streams. I genuinely do enjoy doing this. Because just chilling here and talking to people is awesome. I don't know if I enjoy it more than making videos though. I do enjoy making videos too. I enjoy both in a different way. So I shared it pretty much everywhere. Shared it pretty much everywhere. Oh yeah, happy birthday, CJ! Happy birthday! How did you drink some alcohol or for your birthday, or are you still abstaining? Hey Ethan, welcome. I think this is the first time you actually joined and chatted on the stream. How you doing, man? It's good to have you here. Yeah, I'm Laz. Nice to meet you. We have CJ. We have my little nephew, Consul. He's literally 11 years old and he can speak fluent English just by watching YouTube and play video games. It's kind of insane. But I remember doing the same as well. Uh, yes. Great way to show off. Great way to show off, nephew. Oh my god. And don't you dare come to my door and knock on it. You're doing great. Nice. You drank non-alcoholic beer. Uh, I understand. I understand. Ah, he came to knock. I understand. Sometimes it's just better to abstain. If you see it's not for you, then by all means. So what was I going to talk about? Oh, we have 6 people already. Welcome everybody. Welcome. It's good to have you here. So I wanted to talk about what I've been doing, and the thing is, I've been obsessed, and I think obsessed is taking it lightly. I think playing Mario Kart 8 with my family. That sounds like a great time, dude. Hey, Tiana. Please, please, it's all allowed. How you doing? Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Please use English. This is the English channel. I know you can speak it. I know you can. Wow, we have a lot of people who are my real life friends that I know from real life, and it's good to have you. Drinking tea? No, this is coffee talk with Laz. Coffee, coffee. Do you see this? Is this familiar? Diana actually gave me this, and a bunch of other friends. This is the reason why I have this iconic cup is thanks to her. Yep. So, as I was saying, it's the one I found. Yeah, that's the one. I still use it every day. Stopped drinking tea a month ago. Yes, so ever since my teacup. So when I drink tea, I use a method, a Chinese method called basically it's called like kung fu. That's how I remember it. So you take like these two small cups, and you have this like little kettle, and you put some black tea in it, or like the Chinese like to call it red tea, Hong Cha. And you put the tea in there, and then you put the hot water, and immediately pour it out into these two small cups, and that's how you drink. It cools off very fast, so you can drink it. Is a cup of Bourville. I don't know what Bourville is. Only tea that is allowed is Yorkshire tea. That is the only one that I have decided to allow. And if anybody objects, they will have to face the wrath of my fan. Do you see how sharp this is? Do you see how sharp this is? Do you see the sharpness? I'll just oh damn, it broke. I'll just do that. Facha! And your head is gone. Facha! And I'm scaring my cat. Oh my god. Off with your head, and that's how it goes. There's no other way. Posh snob. Nye, nye, nye. No. So, as I was saying, I have been obsessed with Japanese. It's insane. So, you may see in the brackets of the title, it says Ajatt, MIA, / MIA. And by MIA, I don't mean missing in action. I mean, like, okay, a little bit missing in action because I have been missing. So, what I have done is I have transferred all of my leisurely activities in Japanese. So, Ajatt means all Japanese all the time. I'm not doing it because I for because it's Japanese. I'm doing it because I love languages. I'm very passionate about languages. I love learning new languages, and it's fantastic. I love it. So what I've done is my hair is so annoying. Sorry. What I've done is transferred all of my leisurely activities into Japanese. So if I watch TV, and if it's an American TV show, I'm gonna find the Japanese dub for it. It has gone to such lengths that I will watch Japanese dubs of American TV shows. I am literally obsessed. I'm learning kanji from remembering the kanji, and in the past week, this is the amount of kanji I've done. So this is the first few days that I've done. I don't know if you can see this. I don't know the quality of this. Yeah, this is the first few days, lots of mistakes, lots of stuff like that, right? First few days of kanji. And then we move on to this week. This it's not even this week. This started on the 4th of February. I will move to Japan, don't worry about it. This started on the 4th of February. So all of this is the kanji that I have been doing for a few days now. And the fun fact is, the way I study it, I use Remembering the Kanji, which is a lovely book, and I recommend everybody to get it. After the pandemic, yeah, as soon as it's over, as soon as they open the gates, the floodgates, I'm going. So, I'm doing this with Remembering the Kanji. So, Remembering the Kanji is specific because it has little stories attached to the attached to the kanji. So for example, if we have utensil, okay, you have four mouths and big, but big kind of looks like the character for dog, right? Ah, yes, kanji, indeed. Welcome, AB. Welcome to the stream. I hope you enjoy your stay. So, I'm giving an example for how Hasig makes the stories. So, you have kanji for utensil, which is like four mouths, and in the middle of it, there's like a big sprawled out big character, right? A character for big. But the character for big kind of looks like the character for dog. So the way the story he wrote is absolutely hilarious. He said that it's like a dog sprawled out at the table, ready to be eaten by four hungry mouths. It's a grim story, right? But I'm gonna remember it until for the rest of my life because I always have this picture of a sprawled out dog and four mouths waiting to eat the dog. It's like I don't condone eating dogs, by the way, but it's just such a grim thing and something that I don't know. It's like the creativity you need to make something like that, and also at the same time, it's so strange and memorable that it automatically gets attached to the kanji, and you'll never forget it, right? That's why it's so brilliant, and that's why I can do like learn 25 new kanji every day, right? So if we do a little calculation, 25 kanji a day, there's a total in this book about 2,000 kanji. So I don't know how to calculate maths. I'm sure somebody will help me out. Actually, I have a calculator. So 2,000 divided by 25. I'm stupid. It's 80. So in 80 days, slightly less than 3 months, you can do the entirety of basic kanji that Japanese students study for, and I kid you not, 12 years. Now, this is not the reading. This is just studying and understanding the meaning of the kanji, right? And that's what I've been doing. I read it here, put it in my Anki flashcards, and do them every day. And I have the phrase in English, and for the phrase I write down the character. If I can't remember the character, I read the story, and I write it down. And that's why I have a notebook full of kanji, right? And they are repeating sometimes. And I've been doing that for the past week. It's going great. I feel very positive about it. I even have days like, for example, I can't wait to do the next day of kanji because I love it. It's probably one of my favorite parts of Japanese. A lot of people hate it and find it boring, but I love it, and I love the the whole history of it and how it came to be the way it is, and how they found meaning in such an obscure way. It's just very very interesting to me. Stop kanjing for one day. If I stop kanjing for one day, then the reviews on Anki will build up. So I cannot do that. I'm sorry. I hope you guys are remembering to have your coffee near you because this is coffee talk. I just drank one and I'm gonna make another one. Let's see, do I have enough water? Yeah, I'm gonna make another one. I took a nap earlier, so that's why. Also, I got a new job. I'm working on the training part and everything. You can't drink coffee. You can't drink it. You're too young for it. Uh, so I got a new job. It pays a little bit higher, work a little bit less. So thank you, thank you. And you're AB. Are you brother Aldo? Sorry, I can't catch up. Uh, yeah. Thank you guys. Thank you. Or is it your first time here, AB? Ah, it's you, Aldo. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Gotcha. I saw the minimized picture and it sort of reminded me of you, like this tiny little picture, and it reminded me of you, and I'm like, hey, it must be him. That's the kanji practice, baby. That's the kanji, baby. It's just like. Whoosh. Also, another new thing, I switched from smoking to Heats. IQOS heats. And I gotta say, uh, even though it's still a tobacco product, you avoid the tar, and the tar is probably the biggest killer. Tar and carbon monoxide. Everybody here who either studies medicine or is a little bit more involved in this knows what carbon monoxide does, and tar. So tar damages your lungs, but carbon monoxide is the real killer because it binds to your red blood cells, and it doesn't allow oxygen to bind to your red blood cells. So your body combats this by making your red blood cells bigger, and that's why people get clots and heart attacks and brain aneurysms and stuff like that. Hey, copycat. Yes, please do copy my method. That is for learning kanji. It is the best method. Maybe one day, I don't know if you're interested, but I can. Uh, no, the nicotine is fine. The nicotine literally is a brain booster. It's a brain booster, but I'm not condoning it. It's highly addictive and it's very difficult to stop. The nicotine is the point, indeed, indeed, truly. So please copy my method, and if you want, if you're interested, I might do a video series of short explaining in short videos what I actually do and how I make the sentence cards, the flashcards. Laz senpai, Laz sensei, onegai shimasu. So that Ajatt and MIA. Ajatt means all Japanese all the time, and MIA means mass immersion approach. So now we get into the crux of the matter, what I wanted to talk about. The crux of the matter is that let's look back in the past, for example, how we learned our native languages and how some of us, like me, learn English. And my nephew, he's 11 years old. He learned it all through immersion, right? Console, right here. He's my nephew. He learned everything through immersion. He listened to hundreds of hours of English on TV and on the internet, on YouTube and stuff like that. And that's basically, you really don't need much more than that. But we are adults, and it's not easy for adults like children to spend such a long time in immersing and being with a language and doing everything in that language. In Serbia, it's different because you don't really have a choice. You have to learn English in order to access all of the interesting content, because there is a lot of content in Serbian, sure, but it's minimal, right? And some topics literally have nothing. But here we get in, CJ. Here we get into a thing that I realized, that I learned. By immersion, I don't mean output like speaking, right? If you go to Clubhouse and listen to people talk, that's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. That's amazing. But if you try and speak, okay, bye, sure. See you later when I'm done. If you try and speak, you will undoubtedly make mistakes because we are all beginners. We are learning. I mean, some of us are beginners. You have been studying for a longer time than me, of course. Yeah, I think your Japanese is better than mine. So, if you start talking, you will undoubtedly make mistakes, right? But the problem is, I don't mean you, but every learner. But the problem is, native Japanese people will almost never correct your mistakes. I don't know why. I don't know why. I genuinely don't know why. When I was in China, people corrected my Chinese all the time for little insignificant details, right? They would correct it all the time. But in Japan, they don't. They don't correct your Japanese. So what happens is that those mistakes. Hey, desu Dorodosh. Those mistakes. Kakue. Those mistakes that you make get ingrained in your head, right? They get ingrained deep inside in your noggin. So it's very, very difficult to get rid of them. Hey Stevo, what's up? Bruda, talking about Japanese and my recent obsession with it. So I would say maybe step away from outputting. Don't output. Evo ja pričam o japanskom ovde, kako sam opsednut njima. uh, maybe avoid doing output, like speaking, when until a certain point, when you're like know all of the things you're gonna say by heart, basically. Not by heart, but instinctively, right? Because if you try and string to, where make sentences, uh, like trying to figure out how to make a sentence that you've never heard before, it's probably going to cause a lot of mistakes, and we don't want those mistakes to get ingrained. So I avoid the output recently. Recently, I avoid the output like the plague, like the plague. So I generally just stick to myself and watch lots of anime in Japanese, lots of drama, and I watch TV shows in Japanese. And I also do something called making sentence cards. This is a very, very interesting concept. I've been looking for this. So all of this information that I'm sharing right now, I have pulled from different sources. So there is no unified place where you can find all this information, or it's a 3 hour long video where you can find this information. Matt versus Japan does a great job. Brit versus Japan does a great job with Japanese. Hey, Jacqueline, how you doing? They all do a great job with this, but it's all in in different places. Like it's all spread out. And if you try and go to the Ajatt website, it's very difficult to understand when, because the guy who pretty much invented, he didn't invent it. Stephen Krashen pretty much invented this, but the guy who popularized it on the internet, his name is Katsumoto. He's sort of I don't, I don't want to say he's neurotic, but he goes on on huge tangents, and it's very difficult to catch up, to get like to sift through his tangents and examples and stuff like that to get to the actual crux of the matter. So yeah, it's this is the information that I have gathered so far. Again, I'm not an expert by any means, but my Japanese has increased by leaps and bounds only in the past week, when I've been doing this like pretty much full time. It's by leaps and bounds. My reading speed has increased because I do read a lot. Darshan, hello, hello, how you doing? How are things? How are things, everybody? I'll take a break from talking about Japanese and chat with you guys for a little bit. How are you guys doing? What have you done today? That's also. I hope you have coffee or tea, Yorkshire tea, preferably. I hope you have coffee with you because this, in fact, is coffee talk. I'm doing pretty good actually. I very positive. Kind of stopped smoking and switched to heat. My lungs feel better. I feel better. Last week was awful. Why? What happened? What happened last week? I got a new job, so generally life is improving for me. Uh, but as we all know, life is a string of ups and downs. So uh, I hope I bought enough credit with last year with the downs to have a good leaps, ups, to have a bunch of good ups this year. You have an exam tomorrow. What kind of exam? What subject? You have Mandarin class. Do a good job. Do a good job, Jacqueline. It's Jen, Jacqueline. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm really sorry to hear that. Literature. Oh, literature. Literature is great. I remember when I was in university, English literature. I had English literature when I was in university. Uh, Tiana can confirm if she's still here. We had medieval English literature. Those exams were hell. Those exams were hellish. Like the exams would last like literature. Yeah, 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 yeah. You know what I'm talking about. Remember medieval English literature? Merchant of Venice. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You need some help with that. You- the big boy. Merchant of Venice. What page is that? We did that too. I mean, they were pretty awesome. I can't lie. I like Jacqueline. Jacqueline is a cool name. But I hope everything will be okay. Just take it, as you said, one day at a time. One day at a time, and it's all gonna get better. Trust me. Trust me. I believe in you. Let's see. Where is it? Which page is it? Merchant of Venice. Oh my god. The Merchant of Venice. 388. You weren't watching me live? What? Let's read a little bit of Merchant of Venice. Are you ready? I have till Act 1 scene. That's nothing! That's... It's literally like 5 pages. Dude! Dude! I was an English major in college and I hated Shakespeare. Yeah, I know he can't be a little bit he can't be a little bit weird. Like his sonnets. But I did enjoy studying literature. Literature was probably my favorite part. But as always, I hated grammar and I still hate grammar, so I never really do grammar. It seems like a lot. No, 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 no. Trust me. What we had for do you remember Tiana what we had for uh Renaissance? Oh, you actually had a subject for Shakespeare only. But even for Renaissance, we had a lot of Shakespeare. We had like the two of them, two whole of those plays. I hate grammar. Grammar is the worst thing on the planet, Jacqueline. It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't fit my noggin. It does my head in. It just I don't get it. Okay, let's have. I should change this to coffee and heats time with Laz. It's easier to read his works when you play the dramas on LibriVox. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah. And also, if you ever have to do Pride and Prejudice, which is one of the most boring books I've ever read, I'd rather get whipped than read Pride and Prejudice again. I recommend listening to the audiobook while you read. Yeah, it's faster and more engaging. Yeah. Yeah, so just it might be a little bit difficult, but as Tiana as Tiana said, you it's better to listen to the audiobook on LibriVox because all of these books are public domain. Like they are free. It's completely legal. So just go and download it and do it together with the audiobook. Because sometimes the pronunciation sometimes on these words and sometimes they're weird words that nobody uses anymore. So it really does make it better. As I said, I did that for Pride and Prejudice, the worst book ever created by people. By people. Yeah, grammar is awful. It's awful. Also, guys, there's something I wanted to ask you. I've been thinking about doing coming back to Twitch streaming because with the new job, I'll be having a little bit more extra time. But what about we do like an immersion thing where we do like games completely in Japanese? I think that would be kind of cool. Me neither. If you ask me now what happened in Pride and Prejudice, I have no idea. I have no clue. Do I have that book? I think I do. Wait, let me check. No, I don't. Why do I have the feeling like I have Pride and Prejudice? I don't. Got a bunch of books. Put my bookshelf right here. And also one great fact of stopping smoking is I don't have the brown thing on my on my middle finger. That would be cool. I need to do more immersion. Yeah, yeah. Is that a novel you're talking about? Yeah, it's a godforsaken novel. Oh, Kafka is great. Yeah, Camus. I don't think I haven't done any Camus. Hmm. So yeah, I would love to play like Japan exclusive games and make that be a thing on Twitch over on Twitch. And I know it would be it would be uh how do I say this without using any swear words? Uh, a dumpster fire. Yeah, that's the one. It's gonna be a dumpster fire because I probably won't understand half of the things. I thought of doing Breath of the Wild in Japanese because I already beat that game and I wanna replay it again. And I think Breath of the Wild uh, would be amazing. Congrats on the health. I mean, I'm not sure how smoking heats is healthy, but it's healthier lifestyle choices. And it's also very discreet. Japanese literature. Well, for beginning Japanese literature, I definitely recommend reading manga. Or if you want to get into reading Japanese, this is probably the best and easiest way into reading Japanese. Japanese subtitles on anime. It doesn't count as listening practice because you're probably going to be focusing on the subtitles the whole time. And if you focus on the subtitles the whole time, you'll be reading, but you also have the input from. It's like reading with an audiobook, except you have visual cues. So it's like three channels of input. So it's pretty good, pretty good. Keigo. What do you mean by Keigo? I recently read Metamorphosis. I haven't read that book. I haven't read that book. But yeah, a great writer. Yeah, good point. So what do you think, guys? Breath of the Wild in Japanese or no Breath of the Wild in Japanese? That is the question. Also, I figured out how this works like 2 days after I got it. I figured it out completely. Respectful language. Oh, well, you don't want to be respectful. Oh, yeah, now I remember. Keiko. Yeah. Why do you want to be respectful? I mean, you have to learn both. You have to. And Breath of the Wild in Japanese, baby. Hey. We have vote by CJ. Also, the thing about Keigo, okay, now you got me. Nobody really speaks like that in real life unless you're talking to your boss. So the speaking in non-Keigo, I don't know how you say it. Speaking in normal Japanese, casual Japanese is way more important than speaking in Keigo because you'll be using it all the time. You'll be talking to your friends in normal Japanese. You'll be talking to your I don't know, co-workers in relatively normal Japanese. You'll pick it up. This is all through immersion. Because if you watch a TV show, you'll watch it you'll have like people speaking casually and normally, and at the same time you'll have scenes where they talk to their boss, and you'll be like, "Huh, what does this mean?" And then you'll learn it, and you'll figure it out that it's Keigo. So it's all you don't really have to focus on any anything in particular. But there is only one rule: Hitotsu Ichiban rule. You can't say that. Ichiban, not Hitotsu. Ichiban rule. Forget about it. That's why I don't use. That's why I don't do output too much. Ichiban rule. Tanoshi. Tanoshi. It has to be fun. If you're if you feel like doing like immersion and studying Japanese in this way, is a chore, then you're doing it wrong. That's why I'm so obsessed, because it's so much fun. What I do, okay, I'll give you what I do. Uh, but now I'm practicing casual speech more with my friends. Yeah, I mean, I don't really practice speaking all too much these days. I generally just do input, very little output. Cat, my knees are hurting. Sorry. I do very little output, but I try to maximize my input to an nth degree. It's an insane thing. So here's my methodology. Here's what I do. And it's really fun for me. So if this isn't fun for you, do it in a different way. So don't copy me if it's not fun. Okay? But if it's fun, do it. Here's what I do. I watch a TV show on Netflix. Recently, I've been watching Terrace House. A very good TV show. It's mostly casual speech between people, and also the drama is kind of fun. It's because it's unscripted. It's like a reality TV show, but it's filmed really, really well. So I recommend that for learning like casual speech between friends. So I watch that on Netflix, no subtitles, right? And then what I do, either no subtitles or yes subtitles. I split like 50-50 between like watching with subtitles and watching without subtitles. But with Japanese subtitles, I have to mention with Japanese subtitles. Uh, sorry. Yeah, you should go to Japan. It's great. I plan to translate some of my live streams that I did on my Serbian channel. Put like subtitles in English and translate them and post them on here. But it's a really big project that takes a long time, so uh, I'm working on it. So what I was saying, I watch a TV show on Netflix with or without subtitles, doesn't matter. And then there's a little add-on which is called Subadub. I love that name. Subadub literally allows you to download subtitles from Netflix, right? And I download the subtitles from Netflix. And then I use a program called FlixGrab, which allows you to download the 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 TV show from Netflix. But it's really low quality, so if you want to do Netflix piracy, I don't know why you would, because you're already getting everything. And the quality is so low that it's disgusting to watch. But I'll explain why I do that. So I downloaded the TV show from Netflix and converted into audio only. And also I added I added to a program called Subs to SRS. So you add the sub file, the subtitles in Japanese. You add the Japanese subtitles to that program, and then you add the video to that program, and then you add the output. And it's a little bit complex how to set it up, but there are a lot of good tutorials online. So subs to SRS, it's a great thing. So what that subs to SRS does is it extracts every sentence from the subtitle, and then with the timestamp that's included in the subtitle, in the timestamp that is included with the subtitle, it takes a picture from the TV show and also grabs the audio file from the TV show. So when you're making flashcards, sentence cards, it's called sentence mining, where you take a sentence where you don't understand everything except one word, and then you want the sentence mine. You take that one word from that sentence, you down there you put the translation on the other side on the other side of the cards. Oh no, I'm not in Japan right now. I'm in Serbia. You put the answer to that on the other side, but you have a whole sentence for context. You have a picture, you have the audio, and your only job is to guess that one word you don't understand. But this makes it so easy, so easy, so easy to get all those flashcards. It's amazing. And also, if you use an add-on for Anki called Morphman, also there, Matt versus Japan did a explanation for the Morphman add-on, so you can go and watch that. if you add a thing called Morphman analyzes all of the words you know. It analyzes all of the words you know from other decks. And then what it does is it orders your sentence mining deck according to the words you know, except for one word. So that makes it extremely good to making those I+1 cards. I+1 means you know the whole sentence except one word. So then you learn that word because you have context, you have everything. And you learn it like this. And it's really, really good. A great way. Plus, it's in your SRS and you learn it very quickly. And you keep that knowledge, refreshing that knowledge. And so you build up, and it starts snowballing. It starts a snowball effect where you learn more and more and more and more. And it's amazing. But through this whole time, you do immersion. So what I do is I also get that audio file from that video and I put it in a player so it plays in the background. So sometimes I would just catch the word from the background because I've already seen the TV show, and I use this as background passive immersion, as they would call it. Amazing stuff. Amazing, absolutely amazing stuff. The community behind all of this, the community behind Ajatt is like a cult, so it may be a little bit overwhelming, but I'm trying to give a more down-to-earth explanation. I picked and chose different parts of it. I know not everybody's like most of those Ajatters. In Ajatt they say you have to change everything into Japanese. Just pretend that your native language or any other language that you use doesn't exist. But I know a lot of people can't do that, so I'm trying to make it more down to earth. I can't do that. So yeah, it's all really, really fantastic stuff. I love what the community has created. Any questions? Now I'm being the teacher me. Yeah, it's really smart. It's amazing. Yeah. Uh, so Breath of the Wild in Japanese. We'll see how that works. Do a lot of immersion. I think I'm probably gonna be the only streamer who does things in a language that he doesn't understand. So that might be a good niche. I understand bits and pieces. Right now, when I watch a TV show, I can pretty much understand most of what's going on. I can, even though I don't understand the words. You know how when you put your TV show on mute, like your TV on mute, because for whatever reason, but you still get what's going on even though you can't hear anything. That's the sort of effect I have, except a little bit increased because I can pick out a word that I know from a sentence, and then that gives me like little cues about what they're talking about. Is that a good game? I've never. It's a fantastic game, absolutely amazing game. I love that game. I already beat it. I already played through it, but I want to play it again, but this time in Japanese. And also, I found a way to make Persona 5 work on my computer. But I don't have the Japanese version of the game, so I don't know how that will work. Probably gonna do Breath of the Wild because I already played it. And maybe I'll do Persona 5 on stream. I don't really know. I miss streaming video games. I got this cool microphone and this camera and this setup and everything. I just miss streaming video games. Well, let me show you what my stream setup looks like for those of you who have never caught my stream. Kaboom! This is what it looks like. Yeah, you see it? Here we put a game in the middle. On the right side is the chat box and the chat room, and it's all good. Oh, there we go. Yep, that's me when watching anime. Yes. It takes a bit of time to catch up, but eventually it's understandable. It can be understood. You mirror the camera as well. That's by accident because it was my camera is on the other side, so I mirrored it. I changed the setup in my in my room. So before I was sitting like this, so I had to mirror it so it seems like I look at the game, right? Because it's those little details that nag me. If my camera is looking in the other direction and not at the game, it's kind of annoying. So I have to mirror it again. It's those little tiny things that keep bothering me. So I'm gonna mirror it again. No Pokemon Sword and Shield. I don't have a Nintendo Switch, but me being sneaky me, and I found a way to play it. So I can play Super Mario Odyssey. I can play Animal Crossing. I can play Astral Chain. I can play Pokemon Sword and Shield. I can play all of those games. So maybe I'll do that. I don't know. Pokemon Sword and Shield sounds pretty good because it's like made for little children, so it might be very comprehensible. And also at the same time, like I remember when I was playing Breath of the Wild, like for the first time, I beat it all the way through on stream, but I was playing with a PlayStation 4 controller, so it must have been a really confusing moment for most of the people watching. Yep. I gotta get the PlayStation 5 controller because they started adding support on Steam for the haptic triggers. Well, teach me the ways. You need a beefy computer. If you have a beefy computer, I can teach you the ways. You need a good graphics card, a bunch of RAM, and a good processor. But I remember trying to do this on a worse computer. It's just more hassle than worth. I checked out Persona 5. It's an anime type of game. Persona 5 is a game from the Shin Megami Tensei. Persona is a child series of Shin Megami Tensei. And I've been into Shin Megami Tensei for a long time. I played even the first game, but I didn't play it back then. I played it like 5 years ago or something. It's a really good game. Really good game. I haven't played it through yet because it took me a bit of time to figure out the Vulcan support. I don't have a Switch either, but I want to play. Hey, if your computer fits the requirements, it is possible. It is definitely possible. I even made. Okay, so I wanted to play Skyward Sword. I wanted to play Skyward Sword, and I didn't have a Wiimote. So what I did, and I kid you not, I turned my PlayStation 4 controller into a Wii remote, and I played Skyward Sword. I played Skyward Sword for the Wii with my PlayStation 5 controller. I was just whacking it around. I even have this new grip that I use. I grip it like this, and then I just whack it around, and it actually worked. It actually worked. If I have a Switch, I want to play Zelda. Definitely play Breath of the Wild. But the thing is, I'm so angry at Nintendo that I don't want to buy a single game that they ever make. So my plan is to probably get a hacked Switch so I can play the games for free. But if Sega ever made a console, I would definitely buy it and buy every game for it. Same way, like it's funny. I buy every Sega game. I never download it illegally, but I don't want to buy any Nintendo game because they're idiots. But with the Dolphin, yeah, the Dolphin emulator is very very powerful. You can actually play Zelda Breath of the Wild with a Wii U emulator, and it works amazing. So the thing about it, you can add custom shaders that were made by the community, which may make the game look 10 times better. On the Wii U emulator on PC, you can run it at 60 frames per second. You can run it in 4K on a PC if your computer can support it with custom shaders, and it'll look 10 times better than a Nintendo Switch Nintendo Switch Zelda through a Wii U emulator. I'm pretty much the same. My internet sucks, so I can't use my laptop. Mobile gaming only for now. Just avoid buying PS5. The bugs still need some fixing. Yeah, I don't want to buy anything that's not handheld these days. Or wouldn't it be cool if I got a Nintendo Switch and I come over to your place, Tiana, and we play Mario Kart? How awesome would that be? It's just you remove the controllers and it's like those little tiny controllers and we can play it. I think that would be awesome. Or we can go out to park bench or something. And yes, even my internet sucks. I can barely watch videos in 480p. Well, I recommend watching my streams of playing video games. That's my recommendation because mobile games are awful unless you put some emulator on it. Or just if you want to play video games, just get like a Game Boy or get like a 3DS. Okay, here's my recommendation. You want to play video games? Some good video games? You get this. I'll explain. You get a little thing, this little thing called a 3DS. This is a 3DS. It's very easy. You can hack it, homebrew it. So you can, with those hacks, you can play any game for original Nintendo, for Super Nintendo, for Sega, for what else? You can play all the DS games. You can play all the 3DS games. You can play all the Game Boy games. And you don't need any more games. That's it. You don't need any more. You're fine. And these things cost around like 50, 60 bucks. So that's my recommendation. If you want to play actual good games on the cheap. It's just not or get a PSP or a PS Vita. PS Vita is also good, but PS Vita is very a bit more expensive. However, you can run all the PSP games, all the it depends on which kind of games you prefer. If you prefer Nintendo games, here you get like exclusives which are only on DS and 3DS, which are hard to emulate on any other handheld consoles. Ah, you gotta go. Do a good job in your Mandarin. 再见, Jacqueline. Well, I still have a PS3, so I need to finish the games. PS3 is a great thing, man. PS3, I'm thinking of buying one. PS3. But we'll see. I'll probably do that in Japan. I don't know. I plan to be very mobile in the future. Oh, wow. We've been doing this for 50 minutes. It was awesome. But I think I'm going to end it here because maybe somebody will want to watch it again, like Dexter Puru, who inspired me to make this coffee talk, but he's not here. The madman. So I don't want to make it too long for people who actually want to watch it afterwards, so it doesn't blow their mind as in like 3 hour long videos. No. Thank you so much for for being here. Yeah, I can run the PS3 emulator too. I have my second hub. You better drink it very fast. Okay, I'll stay a few more minutes. I'll have another heat, and then I'll go. Stay a bit longer. Yeah, I mean, I rarely watch 3 hour long videos, to be honest. When I do, it's kind of a chore. But I'll stay a few more minutes. So what I wanted to say, what did I want to say? I wanted to talk about. Ah, yes, we're almost at 200 subs, guys. We are at 176 subscribers. So tell your friends. Tell your friends about this lovely channel. Tell your friends, let's reach 200. My plan is to do even an hour long video. When you watch it, it feels like a 2 hour long video. And I mean, there are some types of videos that I enjoy watching, but these days, as I said, I'm relatively busy because I'm switching jobs, and also I do a lot of Japanese, and also I'm trying to do the YouTube thing, so it's a little bit hard. I don't have time to watch super long videos. What I was saying, tell your friends about this YouTube channel. Let's get this to 200. Because when I get to Japan, as soon as Japanese borders open, when I get to Japan, there will be a lot of videos from Japan. I'll probably even do some streams of me walking around Japan and streaming. What is your name? My name is Lazar. That's my name. But it's easier for people to call me Laz. And welcome, Alfred. It's good to have you here. How are you doing today? Okay. I'll just finish this heat and I'll be heading off. So, just so you know. Just enough time for everybody to finish their coffee. No, not for Serbia. Not for Serbia. I mean, open up pandemic wise. I don't mean like the black ships of I don't have 1,000 subs. Then how live streaming? I don't know. It just works. Is am I not? Do I need to have 1,000 subs to live stream? I think I need 1,000. Maybe because my channel is pretty old. This channel actually used to be a gaming channel a few years ago. I used to do scripted video game reviews, and it's hidden in the background are a lot of my videos of those reviews. They're on Patreon. You can get them if you really want them, but they're kind of cringy, so I don't know why you would. Uh, but if you're interested, they're there. Uh, I did a lot of gaming videos, and I have a lot of stream archives, a lot of gaming stream archives, and a lot of highlights. There's one that's particularly hilarious to me when I was playing with my friends. Must be some restriction. Maybe I don't know. It might be something new because YouTube has been doing a lot of weird new stuff, like putting ads on people who have less than 1,000 subs. Well, I don't smoke. It's IQOS. It doesn't burn. It's heated. So my lungs feel much better actually. When I wake up in the morning, my lungs don't hurt, and I don't get out of breath, and I can sing better and stuff like that. I can have more air. It's actually kind of great because vaping leaves a bad taste in my mouth, and vaping goes awful with coffee. So everybody, finish up your coffee. My IQOS is almost gonna run out. Yeah, yeah. I recommend this if you're a smoker and you want to stop. And honestly, nowadays it's a little bit difficult to get used to. Also, this vapor, this is not smoke. This is vapor from VG. I actually figured out how this thing works, and it's VG, and it has moisture sensors in there, so it knows how much moisture there's left. So if there's very little moisture, it stops. So this is literally VG from vape, except infused with tobacco. So a lot of the big tobacco companies can still function. Indeed. So when I wanna, I don't even get urges to smoke. When I vape, after some time, I'm like, ah, man, I need a cigarette. This tastes awful. When my taste buds come back, I'm like, ah, this is awful. But with this, I feel great. I love it. And Tiana also does this, but Tiana uses those mint ones. Ugh. So stay tuned, guys. I'm gonna be doing some streaming. Nicotex? There's even something known as I don't know what that is. What is that? Nah, they're not awesome. When I was in the military, I pretty much OD'd on Lucky Strikes, wild berry or something. It's like mint and berry. So now every time I taste mint. I taste mint or menthol or whatever. I I get this urge to vomit. I don't know why. What country is that, Darshan? Oh, yeah, we have that here. But I'd rather inhale my cancer smoke. India. I tried ordering some snuff tobacco, some nasal snuff from India, but they didn't let me. The customs blocked it and sent it back. So sad. What the hell is kretik? What the hell is kretik? India, incredible India. Unfiltered cigarettes in Indonesia. Oh man, I want that. I mean, no. The Serbian customs sent it back, not the Indian one. I want that. So it turned out that this is going to be an hour-long video. Uh, Thank you so much, guys. I finished my coffee. I finished my IQs. And I'm going to head off now. This is a great stream. I'm so happy that it was a great turnout and a lot of people were here. So I'm going to head off now. See you. See you, guys. It was really lovely chatting to you. Oh, it's over. Yes, it's over. Bye bye, guys. It was really awesome. See ya. BB bros and girls, bros and girls.